What is ideas?
Ideas is a writing strategy that will help you come up with big ideas and brainstorm details before writing personal narratives.
Why is it important for me to learn ideas?
In 4th grade, you'll be doing a lot of writing. In fact, by the end of 4th grade, the state of Texas requires you to plan and write stories about real and imagined ideas, feelings, peoples, and events. You will write these ideas in class and during tests. Having a way to think of big ideas and brainstorm details will help you write an on-topic, organized story that makes sense to the person or people who read your writing.
So ideas will give me a way to think of big ideas and brainstorm details, but how will it help my writing?
Imagine you are going on a trip. You know where you want to end up, but you don't have a map. You may take many wrong turns, get lost, or never reach your destination without a map that shows you from the beginning where to go. Now imagine you know where you want to end up, but you have a messy or incomplete map. You may have some directions, but without a full map, you can once again take wrong turns, get lost, or never reach your destination. Ideas will help you create a map for your writing. Before you even begin writing your story, ideas will help you map out what you want to talk about, what big ideas you will include, and what details add power to your story. With ideas, with a map, you will be able to create a full, powerful story. It looks like you're having quite a hard time beginning that personal narrative there, Susie.
I don't even know where to begin. I have some ideas, but I don't know how to turn them into a narrative.
That is a common challenge for students your age, Susie. Drafting and writing stories is a complex process that does not come naturally. That is why strategy is necessary to help develop those skills. With this helpful strategy, you'll be able to go through the stages of brainstorming in a breeze. The idea strategy is designed to help you brainstorm and understand writing prompts. It is especially helpful when you're writing a story about yourself, which is called a personal narrative. The strategy lists the steps to understand the prompt with the acronym IDEAS, and then plan helps you elaborate on your big ideas. It is great to use when you're stuck and don't know what to write during class, on homework, for a project, or if you just want to tell a story to a friend. Ideas can make your story exciting and memorable. The idea strategy will help you organize your thoughts in writing, which will help you to make better grades and do well on the STAR test. It will also make the writing process less stressful and even fun. Now let's look at the strategy.
Ideas. I. Identify the prompt.
The first step in the idea strategy is to identify the prompt. This means we'll read the prompt carefully and look for what it's asking us to write about. For example, let's say you were given this prompt.
We have all had vacations away from school. Think about one vacation you had away from school. Write to tell what happened on your vacation from school.
First, we read the prompt. Then we decide what the prompt is asking us to write about.
The prompt is asking me to describe a vacation I took.
Awesome, now we have the main idea.
D. Develop and record big ideas.
The next step is to develop and record big ideas. Using our vacation example, can you think back to any vacations your family has taken?
I went to Disney World once and to my grandmother's house.
Good, now we have 2 big ideas. Let's move to the next step, where you write down more about the big ideas.
E. Elaborate on big ideas.
Now that you have some big ideas, it's time to start providing more detail in your story to help the reader imagine they are there, feeling and seeing the same things you are.
That's a lot to think about. What kind of detail should I include?
I'm glad you asked. To help you remember the steps to elaborate, we have a mnemonic to help you go through the strategy. It's called PLAN. Each letter will help you remember a different part of the elaboration process.
Plan. That doesn't sound too hard to remember.
With this strategy, you'll be writing like a pro in no time.
P. Provide setting.
The first step is P, which stands for Provide Setting. This detail should be established early in your narrative so the reader knows where you are taking them. I see you develop big ideas for Disney World in your grandmother's house. And where is Disney World?
It's in Orlando, Florida. We got there after we visited a swamp with alligators and frogs.
Good, now write those details down. Since we haven't decided which big idea you're going with yet, Let's establish the setting for your other big idea, your grandmother's house. What is the setting for that one?
My grandmother lives in Dayton, Ohio, near the Wright Brothers Museum.
That is great information to include for the setting. You're on your way, Susie.
L. List the characters.
Now that we add details about where the vacations took place, we can add details about who was on the vacation. The L in plan tells you to list the characters. Who was with you on your vacation at Disney World? Who was with you on your vacation to your grandmother's house?
Well, I went on both trips, so me. My parents were also with me, and my little sister. At Disney World, I saw many goofy characters in costumes. My favorite was Mickey Mouse. At my grandmother's house, only my grandmother was there.
Good! Now we have details about who was on each vacation. Let's move on to the next step where we add even more details.
A. Add important events.
Now that we add details about who was on the vacation, we can add details about what happened on each vacation. The A in plan tells you to add important events. What important things happened during your vacation to Disney World?
Well, I remember at Disney World, we ate breakfast at the hotel every morning. Then we rode lots of different rides during the day. My favorite part was watching the fireworks at night by the castle.
Good! Now what important things happened during your vacation to your grandmother's house?
I don't really remember what we did. I just remember being there. We might have painted.
Good! Now we have details about what happened on each vacation. Let's move to the next step where we add even more details.
N. Note exact details.
Now we can go back and add even more details to give your reader a vivid picture of your vacations. The N in plan tells you to note exact details. For example, you said you rode rides at Disney World. Can you remember the names of your favorite rides?
Yes, my favorite ride was Splash Mountain. I also love the teacup ride.
Great! That helps your reader understand exactly what rides you enjoyed on your vacation to Disney World. Now think about painting at your grandmother's house. Can you remember what you painted?
No, I don't remember. I can't even remember if we actually did paint or not.
Now we have some more details about what happened on each vacation. Look at how many ideas you have before even writing your story.
A. Ask what's relevant.
The plan steps have helped you think of important and exciting details about your vacations. Now that you have written out some ideas, let's move to A. Ask what's relevant. This requires us to take a look back at our prompt.
Oh yeah, I got so excited about Disney World, I forgot there was a prompt.
That's why it's important to go back and look. We want to make sure you're always answering the prompt so that your story is on topic and organized. Can you remind us what the prompt was asking us?
Yes, it said, we have all had vacations away from school. Think about one vacation you had away from school. Write to tell what happened on your vacation.
Look and see if what you have brainstormed so far is about a vacation away from school.
It is! I went to Disney World during spring break, which is when I was out of school. Oh, I don't think I wrote that during my plan, so I better add that before I forget.
That's a great idea. This makes your idea even more relevant and answers the prompt clearly.
S. Strike out parts that do not fit.
It looks like you've a lot written about your Disney World trip and not much about your grandmother's. Which one do you think would give your readers a more detailed story?
Disney World. I loved that trip.
Now that you've decided to write about your Disney World trip and you know what answers the prompt, ask yourself, was there anything you wrote that doesn't answer the prompt? If so, strike out the parts that do not fit, the last stage of the idea strategy. If you wrote about something that did not happen at Disney World, strike it out.
I don't think there's any.
Well, let's look back at what you wrote about your Disney World trip. Was your trip to the swamp during Disney World?
No, it was before. I'll go ahead and strike it out.
Great detecting. This is an important step because it makes sure everything you write is about the same thing, your Disney World vacation. If you write about something else, it can be confusing to others who read your story. That's it, Susie. You have now completed all the steps of the idea strategy and you are ready to write your story.